I'm recording.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's just start with intentions and distractions. Yeah, my intention is to see what's happening to Paua. So going through the agenda, and I do not have any distraction. I'll pass it to Juan.
Yeah, my intention is to start the week with you guys, start syncing with transparency that there are some calls that I have been able to come. So yeah, and no, I don't have any distraction. How about you, Ed?
Thank you, Juanca. Intentions. I have a thing to add to the agenda, which is how do we handle feedback that is publicly shared. And then besides that, I want to see if the data for members it's around. And yeah, that's it. It's my two intentions and distraction. There is none at the moment. How about you, Ivy?
Thanks, Eduardo. Yeah, my intentions is to go through the agenda with you, and yeah, I think that's it. And distraction, I started to develop a little code just this afternoon because maybe it was raining this morning and I was outside. So it's just my distraction, my nose. And I pass it back to you, Zepti.
Thanks, Ivy. Yeah, maybe I'll just talk about it since Edu wants to. I don't know if that's your only intention, but we can talk about the Discord formalities. And the thing is, like, everything is like I have all the data, and I was thinking on, yeah, during today, make it something presentable, let's say, and then I would love to have a call with you tomorrow, so we could edit whatever you know, like to. I will put all the data I have, and then you will, like, my intention is with you sync and say, okay, this is what is more relevant for communities, this is more less relevant, so we build the template, and then we can do this analysis, like, I don't know, if you need them every month, every 2 months, like, it's super easy. So even if it would be like every 2 weeks, it's not a big deal. But yeah, to see how recurrent you need those, and yeah, basically build the template with you, a call tomorrow. Maybe if we could set up a time now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
The thing about this data is that on Wednesday we have a sync. I mean, we have the community that's working group call today, but on Wednesday, where it is important is that on Wednesday we have a small workshop where we will, like, the new first part of the onboarding journey, which is the bots that we're going to use. We are finishing that part, and it will be hopefully finished on Wednesday. So I would like to understand before implementing the Discord journey to see if there is any adjustment that needs to be done based on the data that we have so far. Because there is some, like, there are some things that also we have to pin out for transparency, which is, for example, the orientation data permits. And I remember you have this spreadsheet or this something where you add who has access to what. And basically, the orientation data channel that is below information, it's just available for, in theory, stewards and also for orientation coordinators. But in the new Discord, the data will go to a database that will compile information, like personal information about the people and the reasoning why they join and so on. So I would like to add and to have, like, check who has access to this. So whoever we want to handle this, not big deal, it's just to have that in mind. So yeah, so basically this is one end. So I would like to have this data also to contrast it, to understand, like, okay, for the past 3 weeks, was there any increase of participation or not? Because that's the timing that we have been doing the outreach to people. So I just want to know information before pulling out the new Discord journey. Yeah, so that's it.
I have one question. So, what do you think would be, like, the best person to check? Like, for right now, I do not know all the persons who have access to that onboarding thing. So, who would you say like is the best person so I can contact and sync to get all the people who have access to it?
I mean, it has to be defined because right now the only person who is accessing it it's Tamara and me. We
Okay,
have
so
a,
it's you and Tam.
yeah, we have a few more people that eventually will do that. And right now there is, if you go to the category of orientation coordinators, you will see the people who have access to that channel besides the steward. There is nothing to take advantage of that information because it's just two questions that people answered. So that's fine. But just to like sort of keep track of that, just in case, for good practices. So yeah. For me tomorrow, what time what in the morning would be ideal. But
Yeah.
I will see if it.
What about 11 a.m.?
Sure, that works for me.
So okay. Can I have your email?
Yeah, I will send to you.
Mm.
There you
go. I'll stop sharing so I do not record this. Okay. Nice. You're so cool. Okay. Yeah, I send you the invitation. So yeah, tomorrow we fix that. I've been having this data for so long, but I'm struggling like I have to do this. Oh, maybe now I do some sport. Oh, maybe now but for today it's going to be 100% done. Like I have all the data. I just have to put it on the.
Is there anything that you think it's worth, like right now? Is there anything that comes to your mind that is worth like that was interesting or worth sharing to the rest? Like something that you like, oh, I didn't know about this. Like this data told me this, or I don't know if you have anything relevant.
Basically, that made me so sad that the transparency channel is the least used. So, cry. But we will improve that. But yeah, overall, it's like it's growing, and the data I was seeing is pretty good actually. Like it shows a steady growth, and yeah, tomorrow we can dive deep on that.
Perfect.
Okay, so the next point of the agenda is the transparency survey. Do you want to present it, Ivy?
I actually don't have anything to present, but I was hoping that some contributors would join us and help us with the transparency survey. So just to give a little background on that, Eduardo and Juanca, we're hoping to make a very short survey on the current transparency status in the community. Like we just want to get feedback from the community on how they think how transparent TEC is, because and then based on those feedback, we are thinking that maybe we can add some topics to the transparency audit that we will do after the commons upgrade. So yeah, but because right now Zep and I don't have the bandwidth to do the survey, so we're hoping that maybe other contributors would help us with the survey. So yeah, but if no one will do it, like maybe in the because it's not a very, I don't know if it's urgent, but maybe in the coming days when we have more time, Zepti, maybe you and I can start working on a very short survey. So yeah, that's it.
I think, yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, I think there is this timing thing that it's quite interesting to see in the bigger in the bigger picture. Like right now, we have this sort of curves of things to do. Like if you're a contributor right now in the TC, you attend to calls. If you have issues open for you or you have issues assigned, you do those issues. But there is not much else to actually do. So we can time for these things. For example, if we have params party, this audit or this survey that you want to do, it could be nice to have it after 2 or 3 params parties in a way that people have other things to do and sort of they take advantage of the timing of people joining or people just engaging more. So after the params party, for example, you can say, hey, we have this survey, or you manually tag people or whatever, or you do all general. But I think we can use these little exercises of, oh, these people actually does this, kind of thing, to our advantage. And rather than having like in a, let's say, Monday, and no one pays attention because no one's in the server at 7 a.m., to time it in a way that people take advantage of the engagement people are having. So that's it.
Yeah, that's a nice feedback.
I also think that it would be really good to make it like a regular practice, because it's not very good if we only say like, okay, this is how transparent we are feeling, or how the community is feeling about the transparency, but also to have like a baseline and be able to measure that with time. And yeah, I think it would be a really good tool for evaluation and monitoring, and like see how are we doing. But yeah, I think then it would be good not to have it like only focused on transparency, but maybe it can be like a overall, like, how do you think we're going, like how are you feeling, and yeah, what are your risks or fears in this moment. And that way we could, yeah, like a big heat temperature check, like the one we do with the stewards each week, but like with the bigger community.
Yeah, I agree on that. I think this exercise, and it happens with every working group. Like it happens with comms when they want to know information about the new whatever they're doing, or I think the only working groups that works a little bit more kind of community wide, it's Gravity, in the sense that it's more like your activities or your things are community for the community. So I think this kind of audits or small things, rather than having it in the format of audit, it could be just a community exercise kind of thing, so we frame it, we get the information that we need, but we also add other few questions that could be referral, or could be like just basic empathy, whatever you want to call it, but in a way that it can become a thing for the community to engage with, and not think only on what are the needs for transparency to know. It's like, okay, people probably have things for transparency, but also, sorry, probably transparency needs things from the community, but also the community needs things from transparency. So you can create this connection through this kind of amplify, rather than having like very specific questions that only few people will answer because they don't see the potential of it. But if we frame it in a more of a community kind of exercise, it could be interesting.
Yeah, and I feel it should be something like an exercise like we could do, for example, in lunch or in the TC lunch or something like that. Because otherwise, I feel like people, if we make so many questions, like maybe we put transparency, gravity, community questions, like maybe it's a bit long, and people would say like, oh, maybe I'll do it in the night, and then maybe I do it tomorrow, and if they're in a call and okay, let's do this, and you motivate them somehow. You can get more engagement. But yeah, I see potential. But I mean, yeah, I think like this would be a thing like it would take time to prepare and then distribute. But if we do it, then as Juan was saying, like we can do it periodically and get information. Like it's like another type of analysis. But also like, yeah, I just wanted to say like the main objective for the transparency audit was more or less because right now, like, I don't know if you guys had the chance to read the new transparency audit, but the intention with the survey is like to improve the audit. Like, like when people feels like something is missing from the audit, like, oh, this data is not here and I need it because otherwise this is not transparent. That's the way like the community monitor transparency, let's say. But yeah, go ahead, Ivy.
Yeah, I also realized that this survey is bigger than what we originally planned it to be, Zepti. But I feel like what you said, people don't engage with the surveys when it's too long. So I think the challenge here is to find out the right questions to ask in that survey. Like maybe limit it to only 5 questions if possible. But yeah, the thing that we have to think about is what are the right questions to ask when it comes to transparency.
Yeah, I think there is also people don't understand the need of the audits, and I think people don't read or engage with the audits of the working groups because they don't see the need of it. So I think there is a follow-up process of this, like, for example, what has changed from the first audit you did on March, April to now, and if people see what actions has been taken to improve X situation, then you will have a risk. Like, these kind of things that people are not used to do. People are not used to have audits in their DAOs. I don't think that's something common in and DAOs that I have seen so far is not so common. But these good practices kind of tools, um, I think since you're putting effort on doing so, it should become part of the community kind of guidelines, good cultural practices. But how do we match this in a way that the community feels empowered by it, not bored by it? Because the question here is how the community then wants to be transparent because the audit sort of it's the goal to accomplish. And I think the community still is a little bit on the gray, like they don't, and I don't know how. I still don't know how, but I feel this we can push a little bit this audit concept into a more digestible, not digestible, it's already digestible, but like in a more community driven exercise. We can, for example, I'm just making this up. For example, in the um, in the community call, we can, for example, um, do a small round of one question only from the audit to be answered by the people. So in that way, we get we sort of people are aware that they exist, or rather than just mention it on the transparency working group part, it's just like, hey, what about how do you feel the params party was executed this week, because it was a highlight. So everyone has 1 minute to say yes, no, whatever, good, bad, 1 to 10. So it's a way to sort of make it more community driven, so it can amplify the message that you guys are trying to come across. That's it. I stopped talking.
Yeah, basically, we also wanted to make, instead of making a lot of audits from all working groups, we want to make one big audit for the whole TC. That working groups will be a section of that audit. And yeah, the thing with transparency is it's been hard because transparency, meanwhile, there is no money. It's hard to, like, people care less. Like, but the transparency work, it should, get stronger when money is in. So, then people care. And if someone is not being transparent with what they are doing with the funds, like maybe when they ask for more funds, maybe the community will say, hey, maybe you explain me what you did with these previous funds, and then I will decide if I fund your project or not. And yeah, that's the biggest, like, the biggest problem right now is because, like, transparency is not very meaningful before there are money.
Yeah, but that's something that we can do with we can change, like, in the sense of if you make it more community accessible, or strategize a way, because these cultural practices, I feel they need to be sort of established before money, because we, in a sense that if money is a condition of why are going to be transparent, that's a little bit weird. It could be fine, it's good at the end. If you accomplish being transparent, that's okay. But I think these good practices could start to become more embedded on our community in a way that people are more used to it. So it's not when we have money that people were like, but I have to do this, I didn't know this until now, kind of attitude, because they didn't understood, or they didn't remember, or whatever.
That you're muted.
Oh, it's good I have my camera then, so you could see me talking. Thanks, Ivy. Yeah, I was saying like also like the next point of the agenda is the transparency audit. So maybe it would be worth looking into it and yeah, and get your like maybe like get some from feedback from you guys. So yeah, basically, we wanna make like a big audit, and then we are going to it's probably going to be like a long document, but we are going to monitor our processes, our decisions, so also the voting and results, so the governance, the funding pool, like the TC revenue inflows from the bonding curve, the common pool, then the T projects. Like this is for going for the working groups, but also for projects, and then also like the treasury management and rewards. Like these are going to be separate DAOs. Okay, 5 and 6, it's the same, I think. Holding data. Yeah, basically it's monitor like this is like the more controversial part. Like we are planning to monitor addresses, so this information is available on the blockchain. So it's not like we're showing something, but this is more controversial. Like if you guys would like to share some comments like here, because like basically what we are going to do is going to use an app that's called Dude Analytics, and we are going to see like all the addresses and and see like what the whales are doing, how hatches are behaving, and yeah, that could be interesting also for the common stack, so to monitor the hatchers. And also this 7th point is we're going to see like governance tokens, like like because when people have tokens on LPs or in other stuff, like it's not in their wallet, they cannot really vote with those. So yeah, it's also to see the governance tokens, how are they behaving. So yeah, basically for just to know. It's actually all this information is to know, and actually we're saying here like maybe like we on for example on these working groups, then we do funding proposals, how the funds are being used, and carry over and future budgets. But at the same time, if any working group is struggling with their transparency and they are having problems to communicate with the community, we're also willing to do individual audits for working groups, but only if they ask for. Like if they do not ask for, then this should cover the audit basically. Like with information we have available on the blockchain should be enough. But if they ask for, just to help to communicate what they're doing, we're volunteering to offer help. But yeah, maybe I don't know if maybe you guys need more time, but if I don't know, like any comments, I'll pass it to Juan.
No, I think it's great, and I think this is going to be really useful after the commons upgrade, because a lot of things are going to change, and there are going to be like a lot of funding proposals for the working groups, and I think that this idea of having like a transparency audit report from the movements and the common pool and the projects and the contributors, and the strategies, and I think it's really great, and it's really complete. So I think it's really good. Congratulations, guys. I'll pass to Edu.
I think there's a few concerns in my case. The first one is how are you guys gonna present this information? I think it could be. I will always go back to Bankless DAO because their presentations are really good. But I think that this could be really interesting to work it out with as a laser, as a like the highlights points, the one that are more community driven. For example, let's say votes and results. I will do it in graphics rather than having a document. I will do that graphically. And I will pick the 3 or 4, so it won't be overload for us laser, but just pick 4 or make key information of this audit, like what things I need to know as a community member that are like the most top important things from these audits. And I will say, just making this up, processes, votes, and results, because in that way I know about votings that I forgot about or I didn't know about. Sorry. And then, for example, the part of the funding proposal, just making this up. So you pick these three main key information there, and then you put it on a kind of a design thing or an infographic, whatever you want to call it, so it gets presented better. Because if you do an Excel or anything like that, I don't think it's very shareable outside, just dropping the link. And the second thing is that we go back to a discussion that we had 2 weeks ago regarding the what information it's get from the blockchain. For me, this part of this fifth and seventh. The seventh, it's useful. The fifth and sixth, I'm not very happy about that part. Not that I'm happy. I don't have to be happy, but I feel that information, it's good, except the number fifth, in the sense of wallet addresses holding the top 30% total supply of the TEC. That's bringing attention to something that I don't know if it needs to be public. And ranking addresses with the respective percentage, even if it's public, I don't know if it needs to be put out there. Like, I would just bring the example of how I felt, and this is a personal opinion, how I felt sometimes people put pressure on you, Septimus, because you were a whale on the counting of the holding, and people were like, "Oh, but your opinion," or it's like, because when you put that information into public, people make assumptions or whatever it is. So the number fifth is the one that I will not make public. I will make that information, but I will not make it public, because I don't think it's necessary for a matter of transparency. We had this conversation already, so I'm not gonna repeat it again.
Yeah, I know, but just a reminder, and so Juan also knows, it's not going to be linked to an name. It's just going to be an address.
Yes, but people can, like, people will still. We talked about this, like, these addresses, people have access to know who they are, and there is registry of people knowing who this is. So I do not feel comfortable with. I don't see how this information is so important that I have to sacrifice people's privacy. Like, I don't see how important it is in order to exchange it for the possibility, which is 5% of someone accessing these people's information.
But if someone wants to access, they can. Like, you cannot prevent that, and it helps for, like, common stack hatchers. Like, then it also helps, see how hatches behave. It's like a nice study of people.
But it doesn't have to be public. Like, it could go to common stack and be part of common stack processes. It doesn't mean that you have to bring this information out.
Yeah, but
I can go to your Ethereum account, one of the ones you have, see how many do you have there, and I can suddenly tomorrow go to your house and steal you. Why? Because that information that I didn't know it was related, suddenly you brought to my awareness that it's related. So I don't see the need of putting these things at risk. But sorry, I don't want to make a discussion out of it. I just want to provide feedback.
Yeah, no, thank you, and it's so valuable. Yeah, just maybe like the intention. Like, I, for example, do not like this point neither, and and you neither. Like, if you guys comment on the forum, I don't like this, blah blah blah, and then, like, the intention of being an advice process is just to, and I would like to know, like, all the stewards' opinion regarding that matter. So if we decide not to do it, I don't do it. Like, it's not like my life is going on. You have to do this because you have to be transparent, right? Like, if the community decides for somehow, like, okay, let's keep it quiet. Like, it's there, everyone knows it's there, but let's keep it quiet. And for me, like, I'm very radical with transparency, and, like, if the information is there, everyone, and if we are monitoring it, I really feel in depth with the community, like, we are monitoring them, so it's better if they know. But that's what I think. And yeah.
I think I will put my comments on the forum, so it gets, like, everyone, and we can add this in, for sure, for the next stewards agenda, I think.
Yeah, thank you, Edu. Okay, do you want to say something about the audit, Ivy?
I think Eduardo captured all my all the things that I wanted to say, because we've been Zetty and I have been arguing on these points for like an hour. And we couldn't agree on that, because there were only the two of us talking. So it's good to have other people's opinion, just to like the break. Yeah. So yeah, thanks Eduardo for your feedback.
Okay, yeah. The next point is the transparency training, but I also think this IB should be more like in the future. Like, and I just update Juan and Edu. Yeah, basically, I've been talking with Griff, and he was telling me, like, because we at the beginning we wanted to do offer like the DAO, like the transparency audits and everything, like offer it to other DAOs. But Griff made a good point, like to build the transparency on, or also to monitor, and like it takes so much time. Like you cannot do like more than one DAO, let's say. So the intention is like to, yeah, just to like in this course we would have like the basic, like how to record, how we do the audit, like basically what. But I feel like this should be done like when we have a good practices on the TEC, and the intention is when we have those, educate more people so they can also implement on, especially from other commons, like in the future when we common stack build more commons, like every commons can have like the transparency being held somehow similar to TC, or of course, like it's open source, so anyone can make it differently, but at least to have not start from scratch, start from something. And yeah, basically it's going to be like I like the things I feel like right now it should be included in the courses, like the art of recording, how to the audits, and how to I feel potential also if Fabio could explain to the community how to use Dune Analytics, because it's going to be a very strong tool for transparency. And yeah, I mean, in the time we will see what else we can add. But yeah, we have the intention of doing that. I don't know if Ivy, you want to also mention something, but that's what I was thinking when with the audit. Sorry, the training.
Yeah, I only added it here because, or I don't know if you or me, but my intention for adding it here is to remind us to put it in our proposal, in our funding proposal, because it's we haven't updated the proposal to include this yet. So yeah, that's all I wanted to do with this training.
Now that you say that, Tam was saying we should work also on have a final proposal. Maybe we could do a work session this week if you're available. So we discuss this point, like the orientation data. I feel tomorrow, since I will be with Edu, I'll sing with him to get more to see exactly what they need from that. We can also visit the what I was saying. I just lost it.
You mean having a work session together?
Yeah, but what did we just say? Like I was thinking on this, the training. Oh, the proposal, yeah. And we work on the proposal. And yeah, maybe we can add it to the calendar now. Like, when do you want to do that? We normally do Wednesday, but
Yep, that's
up to you.
that's fine. Wednesday is fine for me.
Okay. Which time?
Maybe an hour. What time is it there now?
Right now is 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. this call.
Yeah, we can do 4 p.m.
4 to 5 p.m.
Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, fantastic. Okay. I'll invite you. Okay, I think that's it.
I want to say that I think it's really good to have trainings. I have a good experience with the graviton trainings, and that calls like attention of people. And also, it's a good way to empower people, yeah, to contribute in the space, and to also give them the skills that we are developing.
Yeah, we were very also inspired, like with the successful from Gravity. So yeah.
Yeah, graviton trainings are inspiration.
Okay. Yeah, there is also this point that you added, Ivy. Could you give us some background? Medium or other platforms analytics?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I was talking with Sam last week that maybe we can also do an analytics or like what you're doing for Discord. And she asked maybe we can also do analytics on our other platforms like Medium. That's not covered by comms. But like because right now no one can do it. But eventually, if there's a new group who can handle it, then we can pass it on to them. But while now that no one can take it, like maybe transparency can work on it.
Okay, and I see like this is like the labs. They show how to do that.
The last lab score from. Wait, I can't remember what I put there. Let me just read it
Check the
again.
last lab calls from WG where he developed a tool to analyze medium profiles. I think that's pretty easy if he already did the job of show us how to do it.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him and ask him about this.
Okay, I think would be also worth like if we make an issue on GitHub, and maybe I think we could handle that like by next week, because this week I wanna work with Edu. I'll finish that and be sure like everything is polished. Also have some param parties to host. So I mean, I feel like we could. Do you think it would be fine if we do it like next week?
Yeah, it's not really urgent.
Okay.
Like, yeah, just
Okay.
putting it
Cool.
there. So
Okay. So I create a Senhab issue, or you do?
I can do it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, there's the next point, orientation call. I feel like Tam is recording those, right? And you are also there. What's the issue now?
This is not the
We are not
sorry. Sam is recording the Communitas call, but this is different from orientation call.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
We checked it back. I mean, we checked what we have in our YouTube channel. What we had before is TEC AMA. That's what we That's what we stopped recording, and we haven't had a single orientation call yet in our YouTube. So maybe we don't have to keep doing it, but maybe have at least 3 to 5 recordings of the orientation call just to and put it in a playlist.
Yeah, I also I remember now. I talked with Tam. I'm available at that time, so I'll get those. Like I was thinking on 3 to 4 also, because like they are repetitive. So you get the first ones, and then yeah.
I think there could be a small exercise to train other stewards of basically how to record properly. Because what orientation call it's good for, it's also that other stewards join. So you don't have to burn yourself joining every orientation call, but like just as an exercise for stewards to come and join and they participate and they engage because it's a community driven call. So we need people that are from other stores to join this call. So if we can, the first step will be to train everyone to know how to record their own calls. In a way, we can sort of liberate you from that process, but also to for them to join this call and like just check every week which of the stewards are free this week to join orientation call. Then you know how to record? Yes, okay, fine.
You're muted. Zep.
And it happens again. I was just saying, like, if you think like get all these recordings is important for the transparency sake of the DAO.
Basically, the only thing that I see the reasoning of productiveness of having orientation call is that the people, if they go to YouTube and they look for, you have meetings for everything, but that single meeting doesn't have a recording, so people don't know what to expect visually. So there is some people who join the TEC, and they go directly to YouTube, and there is this potential people take advantage of having these sessions recorded. So because a lot of it's the only call that we have that we actually grow through the content, and we actually go through the Discord and how it works. And it's the only call we do that. There is no other content in YouTube that we have so far that explains our cultural build, our praise system. How do we praise in a single call? So yeah, what I would suggest to do is that I will record 3 or 4 sessions, and out of those 3-4 sessions I will make a single video that says orientation call, that could be highlighted in YouTube or whatever, that will be with these questions or this process already answered, so we can always send those.
Yeah, let's do that.
I can join the orientation call this week, Zep. So yeah, I can do the recording.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So okay, and the last point, research on transparency in other DAOs. Aloysius was putting some feedback on the issue, and yeah, I wanted just to give an update. So
have you kept track of Aman?
Sorry?
Have you kept track of Aman?
Not really. He didn't send me a single message in the whole week.
Okay.
He got this issue assigned, and wait, where's my board? But other issues provide like very cool feedback, and I think what is it? Yeah, research. Yeah, and most of the things somehow we kind of have them. Like, well, we don't have ghost, but yeah, I was thinking like maybe we could visit that and yeah, check like if we are covering it all on the out. Maybe on the next transparency work session we have, Ivy, we could see all the points and see if we are covering all of them in the audit or in the TC somehow. But I feel like, yeah, like TC is hell transparent. Like, not because of transparency, but overall, like even before transparency, like this stuff is super transparent.
Yeah, I agree 80% on that.
Because like like how the price was handled since the beginning, and like just having all the calls recorded, but and yeah, the decisions, like I feel like Libby is doing an amazing job in software, honestly.
Yeah, completely. We just need a gate to people access transparent. But anyways, doesn't matter. Right now.
Yeah,
Never
I
mind.
agree. I agree with you, Edu. I agree. And yeah, those are all the agenda points. I don't know if someone wants to add something or wait. We have the Edu point. Yeah, you don't put the this dot.
Yeah, so that's based on if you guys go to feedback channel below on support, you will see LBS feedback that was shared 2 days ago regarding the praise, and that's something that I didn't comment, but that is something I actually share. I get annoyed every time I get to like a lot of kind of unmatched praise. So I have to check everything in order to know, and I have to go to the praise channels, whatever, it's like, that bothers me. But that's besides me. It's to understand how do we handle feedback in the community, and what mechanisms do we have to sort of answer this, because this feedback could be non-productive or it could be productive. We don't know yet, but so basically, how do we handle feedback? And how do we acknowledge it? Because for me, it's okay, we can handle it. We can send her a message privately or whatever. But how do we acknowledge this feedback? I don't know the question. I don't know the answer for this, but I
Praise,
think
right?
no, praise is just saying, "Hey, thank you." So how do we actually transform a feedback into, if it is constructive? Constructive. How do we, like, who manages this? Who manages the feedback? Like, what do we do with that? So
I mean, I feel, and it's just a feel. I feel, for example, like last Stuart's call, we were talking about the treasury management, and I was like, but what about the parameters? Like the snapshot parameters from the hashtag, are they going to be like this all the time? And this was somehow feedback, and then Levy opened a forum thread to discuss that, and
but
I feel like
this
I
is on a
feel
more local kind of steward related. If it's a community feedback.
yeah.
I think
I feel. Go ahead.
I think the feedback, I mean, Eduardo's question was who should handle the feedback. I think it depends on what the feedback is about, because usually when we receive feedback on transparency, we talk about that feedback in our weekly sync. So I think if the steward misses that feedback, maybe we can just tag the steward who should take it on. Or do we want like a single person or a single I don't know, like a process on handling feedback in general?
Yeah, for me, it could be ideal in my mind. It's to have why are you looking to say translation? Sorry, it just made me fun. What will be ideal for me is that, for example, just as an example, transparency takes care of the feedback channel. So you guys sort of are redirecting people or matching people feedback. Because then what will happen right now is that me or any of the community that's working group people who have to go to this channel, then send it to whoever, it's another process. So I would love to have the same way that, for example, Juanca takes care of gravity working group text channel, to say an example. It could be nice that we identify that channel gets used, so we don't overlap in texting or messaging or whatever. Just a suggestion.
I think the best role to handle feedback is the community manager, but we don't have that yet. I mean, I don't know if we have assigned someone with that role, but if no one can do it, like it's okay for transparency to do it. I mean, for me, I can always check the feedback channel and direct them to the right people. But yeah, I feel like this task is specifically for the community manager.
That's sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I think that I like a word that I read some time ago, and it's like a duocracy. And like if someone has feedback and the feedback is good, I think that the initial communication can be like a signaling, but I think that if the feedback gains like an engagement, I think like the next step would be like adding that feedback to the forum as a forum post. And on the side of the leadership of channels, yeah, I think that maybe we would need like a community manager, but really we have like a lot of stewards. and maybe this can be something that we can do in the stewards call, like to say like, okay, besides your own working group channel, which other channels do you regularly visit, and like which channels can you commit to give response, because it's not good to just give that responsibility to one person, but like I mean I always check Gravity, but I know that I can check that there are some other channels that I don't check too much. So maybe we can like spread the load between the stewards of like being on top of some of the channels, and also revisiting some of the text channels in the token engineering Discord, because I see that there are people, as the channels are not bridged. I see there are some people that interact there and they never have a response in the TE token engineering Discord.
Yeah, that's another topic. I don't know. Like, this is regarding the DE Discord. That's something I still don't figure it out, which is the band. Like, I'm not gonna say boundary, but um, like, do they have a community manager in the DE Discord? Like, is there someone taking care of that? So yeah, that's something still like I still don't know. There's a bunch of people who are coming from the DE Discord. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to like jump into people's work in the DE Discord, kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know the situation there.
But I don't feel in a DAO you are like the intention of the DAO. At least how I see it. Like there is an issue, there is like someone is asking a question, and if the person who is in charge to do that is not doing it, and if you do that, I mean you're helping this person. How that can be bad, right? Like
Yeah, I'm seeing, for example, I'm seeing a lot of like empty. Aloysius even comment on one of the DE Discord things like outdated messages for help and no one's replying, and yeah, it's not really nice actually.
yeah, that's what we need to. I mean, I'm very more worried about what on the TC right now until we bridge or do whatever. Right now, like, and I really like the idea of Juan, like doing on the stewards calls. Okay, stewards, we really need to get all these channels answered. Like, let's commit to visit them daily, and if you can visit daily those, like you commit, and and it's okay to say, okay, I do not commit to Annie, and it's fine. Like if but like I really like this to not put everything on one person and distribute those. And actually, if I see a comms issue, I know Chui. Like I could easily distribute it to Chui or Gravity or whatever, or Common Swarm or community. Like it's very easy to me, for Juan, to Edu, for any steward actually, because all the stewards put so much time into the DAO.
Yeah, what Juan said is a good point. Like, stewards should be more, should like spend more time in some channels. I actually used to do that sometime in July, but then I got busy. So yeah, for me, I always check the praise channel because some people don't get the praise giver role. So I always make sure that everyone who wants to dish praise is able to praise. So yeah, maybe we can add it to the stewards call agenda. But regarding the TEC token engineering Discord, I just kind of got a bit confused or mixed emotions because I thought we were there in the beginning, but then we decided to get out of that Discord because we want to have this separation, like to be more independent. And now we're going back again to their TE Discord, so it's just kind of confusing for me. Like, do we want to be to have our own yeah, but I get the idea why we want to reunite with them. I mean, it's also, I mean, the reasoning behind it is valid, but yeah, it's just confusing on how we want to position ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, if for me it's this thing where do we um Do we then join also the Twitters? Do we also join the mediums? Do we also join? It's like there is I do not like. Yeah, I do not like the going backwards kind of thing. Anyways, yeah, I think the feedback part, going back to the reasoning of this small point, it could be nice to acknowledge within the praise, or at least explain the person who is providing feedback the reasoning of or like going a step further with whatever feedback is providing. Like right now to LBS, I don't know what to reply to her. Like for me it's true. Like I feel it's too much messages for praise. But then on the other side, I understand the fact that that's the only way people get to know the system, if they get a message that explains the system. So it's weird. But I think we have to explain her the reasoning of it. Maybe she already knows. I don't know.
In feedback.
It's on below support.
Yeah, I'll try to give her an answer after this call. And we should actually wrap up. It's 2 minutes before the top of the hour. And if no one wants to share anything else, I think we can wrap up. Yeah, thank you so much, guys.
Quick.
Sorry. Yeah.
Quick.
Go ahead.
Sorry, can you check the help channel? There is a guy asking for help for a course and DAO kind of thing. I don't know if it falls into your willingness to help, but just for you to be aware of that. That's it.
Let me read first. Reply is huge.
I'm asking Juanga because he's in PSD.
Okay, Juan.
Timing for the call, yeah, it's bad for me, so I cannot provide help to him. All right, that's it.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
I just noticed that there was these channels just now. Sorry.
Me too, Juan. Me too. We're on the same boat. We have to focus on other things.
Yeah. And
that's why we need Communitas. Thank you.
Okay, thanks everyone. See you later.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you, guys. That was fun and productive. Bye-bye.
Bye.